We fall, we break, and then we fail. But then again, we heal, we rise, and then we overcome. But there are some people who don't just stop there. They go on to impact and inspire a lot of people in their lives. And this is what is exactly Trailblazer community and the speaker today is all about. Let's welcome Neha Bhardwaj, Director of Solutions, Strack Nexus. Hey Neha, welcome to Talkies.
Thank you so much, Kiran. It's really nice to be here.
It's a pleasure having you here on the show today. Neha, you have such an inspirational story. I would love to have all the trailblazers listen to you today, but I'll get straight to the point here. Neha, you come from a very empowered family, uh, empowered women who were really educated, and they were, directing the family in your childhood. That is really uncommon in India. Brilliant student. You were very vocal about what you wanted. You had the freedom to do that. You got your job. You moved to Pune, and then that is when the real life starts for you. You get married. How was life after marriage, Neha?
Okay, so I got married into this family, which was exactly opposite of what my parental family was.
Okay.
Women were loved here, they were respected here, but there was a different kind of environment. They weren't working. They weren't that vocal. They didn't have a lot of perspective on things. They were not supposed to laugh loud. They were not supposed to talk loud. They were supposed to wear 20 bangles each hand, wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, do all the household chores. So yeah, that was a huge shift for me. I wasn't designed to do that. I wasn't built to do that, trained to do that. But that's where I landed up, and I tried to cope up as much as I could
Did you
during that
stop
time.
working after marriage, Neha?
No, no, I did not.
Okay.
I pushed myself. I tried to make a balance between the both things. I tried to be a good bahu there, and I equally tried to be, a working woman who has a lot of aspirations. I keep working. So I try to make a balance between them, but I was absolutely struggling.
So how
Waking
was
up
your
4 in the
routine?
morning. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was coming to. So waking up 4 a.m. in the morning, doing all the household chores, making breakfast, getting ready for the office, coming back with a bag of vegetable and a bag of milk and laptop on my back, and then after coming back, doing the dinner and everything else, and going to bed only when everybody else sleep in the house. It was difficult. It was extremely difficult for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Seems like you had 36 hours in your day. Trust me.
I really hope had I had that. Uh, But that wasn't the case. And due to all this, I developed an anxiety, a mix of phobia, it is called. And it lets you believe that you don't have enough time in a day or in your life.
Okay.
You're always running, rushing, and you're fearful that you'll not be able to complete your things. Time is running too fast. And that's where my struggle started when I got this phobia. And again, with that came a lot of other health constraints. My health was deteriorating every other day. And finally, I decided to leave my job.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah.
And how was life after leaving your job? I also know that you moved to the US because your husband got an opportunity. So how did that go?
Yeah, I started spending more time with family, doing or living the life that they have always been living, trying to make everybody happy.
Okay.
And then while I was settling down there and still struggling with the women inside me, my husband got shifted to US. He got an opportunity there. And then again, it was a huge shift. I was trying to adjust already into an environment which was different. And now again,
Moved
a
to another
shift
place.
where
Okay.
I was in absolutely a new set of people, new culture, new environment, nobody actually to talk to you the whole day when your husband is in the office. You're all alone, lying on your bed, pretending to sleep, absolutely doing nothing. I was completely shattered at that point of time. I had no purpose in life. So yeah, that wasn't a good phase.
That's a real tough situation for anybody to get out of. But how did you manage that? And who were those special people in your life who got you out of it?
So Kiran, that's true. As you said, you need some special people in life who believe in you when you do not have faith in you anymore,
Yeah.
when you don't have that self-esteem. It requires a few people to come and help you out. And amazingly, this independent woman who's standing in front of you, she was pushed by three men in her life.
Three men.
Once my husband, absolutely, absolutely. Once my husband, who has been absolutely progressive person, he
Yeah.
was always pushing me to come back to work and, to be honest, not to leave my job in the first place. He always pushed me to do better, start again, but I wasn't listening. I wasn't sure if I'm good to start. Then my father, he wasn't happy with the things, with the way things were going. He wasn't
Right.
proud of me anymore. He said, if you want to stay home, but be happy about it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do in your life, just stay happy, and that would make me proud of yourself. But
Absolutely.
that wasn't happening again. I was disappointing him. And then came another person, whom I met in 2010 when I started my job with Persistent Systems in
You were his
Pune.
mentor, right?
Uh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I trained him in Java. He was a fresher. Uh, and this batch was supposed to be trained in several technologies. They were starting on Salesforce, Apex, but the base was supposed to be Java.
So
So
is
I
it
was
true
working with
that you
these.
left your job because you had to move into a Salesforce practice?
Yes, that is so, so true. 2010, I was put in a batch of people when the Salesforce was, it was just coming in the market, 2010. And I was put in a batch, selective people, of course, were put in that batch. And I said, no, I won't do Salesforce. No, that's not something I want to do. I'm such good at Java. I'm moving towards the, architecting and designing the projects.
Yeah.
Why shall I do it? I literally left my job there and I moved to another company in Noida, and I started doing Java.
Okay. Okay.
That's so true.
So that's when you met this guy and you mentored him.
Absolutely. Yeah, as I said, I trained him in Java for a couple of months, and then I moved back to Noida with my job. We were living our separate lives, and in 2015, when I was all alone, shattered, he gave me a call. He was in New York. He started his own company by that time. He was doing absolutely great. He was a Salesforce architect.
Awesome.
And when he came to my place, he looked at me and I said, "You're not the same woman. You pretty much helped me one time. You gave to me. Now it's my time to give you
It was his
back.
turn to
Why
give
don't
it
you
back.
join?" Yes, yes, absolutely. So he offered me this job, and I straightforward say no because I had no guts to start. I had no self-esteem. As I said, all the confidence was gone by then. I wasn't the same woman that I was a couple of years back.
So how did you really get into this? It's a great comeback, Neha. If I see the story today, I see a lot of inspiration. But how tough was it for you to come back again into working?
It really was. And it took me these three people, and not just these three people, other people around me to help me come back to my work, including my mother-in-law. I had twins in the journey. And
Wow.
when I started back, when I eventually said yes to Nick that I will work for you, my mother-in-law came into the picture and she said, "Okay, go ahead, be happy, live your life. I'll take care of your kids." And that's what she's doing right now also. My kids are outside and I'm talking to you. So yeah, heads off to her.
Wow. So this is your comeback and you've done it. And I also heard that you've handled a very complex project on your first day. Please tell us a little about it.
That's true. That's true. So I was given a data model to create. I was essentially designing a system on a very high level though. But yeah, looking at it for the first time, I was not sure if I'll be able to do it. But within a day, I did complete it without anyone's help, and I was so happy. I had it in me still. So yeah, that was really really good day.
Absolutely. You will never lose the skills which you have already got.
So true.
Such an inspirational journey, Neha. You've come back. You're doing great, uh, and you are in the Salesforce ecosystem, supporting the Trailblazer community through journey to Salesforce. Right? These are job aspirants, and you have done a lot of sessions in the journey to Salesforce initiative. Please tell us your experience there. How did you come into the community? With what purpose? And what have you realized now?
That's an interesting story, Kiran. So, I came into community, or I was introduced to community through Kishore. He was MVP at that point of time, and he introduced me to the Bangalore Developers Group. And I was in that group for myself, not to give to the community to start with. I was trying to explore how I can do better, how I can improve my skills, where do I go from here now? And I was all about me, myself. How do I was absolutely self-centered, honestly. It was all about me, my growth, my learnings by that point of time. And then journey to Salesforce came into the picture. Kishore offered me or asked me, I'm sorry, Kishore asked me that if I want to be a mentor in Journey to Salesforce, looking at you, you're technically strong. You should try that. And I said, no, why not? Let's give it a try. It's different. I'll do it. Let's see what I learn from it. So that was the perspective. I was luckily chosen as one of the mentors, thanks to the team. And from there, everything changed for me.
Okay, how have things changed for you after this, Neha? How have things changed?
Yeah. Yes, yes. I honestly, I've realized that it's not about just yourself. It's not about, you don't learn just by feeding yourself. You'll have to give back. You'll have to share what you have learned through. And the more you share, the better it goes. I was being very selfish. I was being very self-centered, just focusing on myself. And while I was working with these J2S aspirants, a couple of them contacted me outside the sessions and they were seeking some help. And I was trying to help them as much or work with them as much as I could or time allowed. A couple of months after I started doing that, a woman came back to me and she said, she has grabbed a job back in
Wow.
Salesforce ecosystem.
Now that is
Yes,
satisfaction. That is a lot of
yes, yes.
satisfaction.
Honestly, and Kiran, I was looking at her from where I was a couple of years back. I could relate. I could see where that happiness was coming from and how excited she would have been. And I was living my moments again through that lady. And
Absolutely.
that's when I realized that, why to live that moment just once or twice? Why can't I just keep doing that and live that moment again and again through these people?
So that I think that was the defining moment for you, Neha. Let me tell you
Absolutely.
one thing: your journey has just started, and you're such an inspiration. You're going to be such an inspiration to a lot of people around you in this Trailblazer community, and even outside this. And I'm pretty sure of it. You have the potential. You've come back strong after a crisis, and that says a lot about you, Neha. And we are really happy that we had you on our show today here, because a lot of people, a lot of women in India and all around the world will relate to you and your story. Thank you so much for being a part of this show today.
Thank you so much, Kiran. Thank you so much for having me here.